Hey guys, I just wanted to show off my 2x72 homemade belt sander. My cost ended up being $5 for that. Got it from Goodwill. Had a third wheel on it, which I use for the tracking arm right here. Because I started out with a 1-inch wheel, but it just kind of messed the whole thing up. So I just went out and bought that for $4 or $5. And then I had to buy this piece of angle iron right here, which was $10 from Home Depot. These are just 2x4s. That's doubled up particle board. This piece of mild steel was given to me, and there's another one right there. Trucks. These trucks I had laying around, but you could just go buy a skateboard and use those trucks. The motor was laying around. I'm planning on upgrading it anyways, but it's for now. It's a 1/2 horsepower one. Bought the belts, obviously. Door hinge. Okay, no. The final cost was $18. Door hinge, $2 or $3. This little thing, the knob, I laying around. Found out when I was cleaning the garage. That's really about it. I was trying to go for just about the simplest design I could come up with, and this is what I got. It's a single 2x4 with 3 screws going up into it. They're 2.5-inch wood screws, and then I ran, I don't know if you can see this, one from the back of this 2x4 to the table, and then one cut the same length, or I guess 1.5 inches longer. So then that one runs along this one, and then it comes into this 2x4 right here, and those are both screwed to the table. This thing is pretty sturdy. I got a washer in between this one, so this arm isn't going to catch all that wood. It'll spin. And I could not find a spring, oddly enough. I went Home Depot. They didn't have any. I didn't have any laying around. So I had this big eye bolt, and this wasn't an eye bolt. It was one that just came straight out, but I just cut it. And so now if you watch, it'll just click into place. And this thing's pretty sturdy. It's not going to come off, but I don't know if you'll see that. You just kind of pop it out. It comes out just fine. It gets pretty tight on the belts. And this platen I just added on yesterday. This thing's really sturdy. It's just that steel with 4 in the front, and there's single 2x4, 4 in the back, and these screws going in this way were shorter, so I just went crazy with those, and it's pretty sturdy. I mean, it's not going anywhere. And I should have gotten plywood or thicker board for the base, because you really want a sturdy base so it's not gonna rock. But I just had this particle board laying around, and so I doubled it up with screws everywhere in it, and I don't know, it's holding up. With the cross beams, it doesn't really flex as much. Motor's just mounted with screws and some washers. That's really about it. I don't have a welder, so I had to build out of wood, and I made the simplest design I could come up with, and this is final product. I'm going to use this to make a tool rest, so you can have nice 90 degrees, whatever you're grinding. I'm using this for knife making, so that'll be nice. And I guess we'll run it. So you want this down, and the handle back here, you kind of have to be careful, because if you go down, it'll hit like that. So you just kind of have to twist it a little bit so it lays flush. Belt on. It's a little difficult one-handed. I do have to move the motor in maybe about 1/2 inch or so. Because these belts, the lighter ones, or the higher grit ones, they're a little more flexible. But these 80 grit ones are like cardboard stock almost. They're not as bendy. And so I have to move it in because I can barely get the belt on, and I can't push the tracking arm up. So I do have to do that. But I'm going to get a new motor soon. So I think I just might hold out on moving it. So you got the belt on, and then you just simply click that in and start it up. Hold on. And that's it running. And then change belt, pull this down, belts come off real easy. That's about it. So my cost was about 18, 20 bucks, round up. I'd say if you had to buy every part, it would be including a cheap motor. I'd have to say maybe 80, 90 bucks. What I'm planning on doing for the motor is finding a super cheap treadmill. And people have tried to use treadmills, but what I think is the issue is people don't use flywheels. They'll just use a straight drive wheel. And the treadmill motors have a lot of horsepower. They don't have that much torque. And they use the flywheels in the treadmills, so they come with them. Because when you're running and you jump on it, it doesn't stall the motor out. So the drive wheel keeps it going. And I saw another guy, Simple Little Life. He used a flywheel on his 2 horsepower or 3 horsepower treadmill motor, and that thing ran quick. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So you just got to find a $50 treadmill on Craigslist, snag the motor out of it, and just trash the rest. I'm still looking for one. Just waiting to pop up. So yeah, I'd say about 70, 80 to 100 bucks. Yeah. Alright, thank you guys for watching. If you want me to show an update video when I put the tool rest on the Platen and upgrade the motor, just let me know. And then I'm going to try to finish that knife, which is like a little mini cleaver type thing, and then this bushcraft knife today. So yeah. Alright, thanks guys.